really happy with the boys' attitude's been first class. Everybody's really put it in. Some boys have surprised me, to be truthful with you. They've came back in fantastic nick. Don't really want to name names, like Jimmy, but you know, I've been really pleased. There's not one person who's come back in bad shape, so it's taken heed out there from last year. The boys were saying themselves they needed a good, strong, hard pre-season, and hopefully that's what they'll get. I think we all know we underachieved last year. Nobody was happy with how we finished the season or how the season panned out, you know, so we've come here and out there trying to make sure that the same history doesn't repeat itself when we hit the ground running from the first game of the season. This is an opportunity for the young players to come in and show that they're ready for that step up to the next level. You know, we've had a few trialists come in as well, so we have, which is important as well, that we don't leave any stone unturned in terms of recruiting and bringing in players that can strengthen us. But all in all, I can't fault the boys. Attitude's been first class, and now they've set a standard. I don't want to see it slip. Curtis was down there tonight again. He's been in the first lot of training sessions since we started back. He's he's still not ready now to join in full-time training, but we're kind of hoping that there in the next couple of weeks he will be. You know, Curtis is key to what we're trying to do next year. He's our goal scorer, not down our lady talisman up front, so he is. So it's important that we have him back fully fit. So we'll not rush him or push him too hard not at this stage. Johnny Addis is the same. He's just starting back, and we'll look after them two boys not there, so they're available come the first game of the season. But yeah, it's Curtis was a loss not there for us out there, but again, I don't think we're having to worry about in terms of the start of this season. Kieran's a great lad, so he is. He's a big, strong, powerful boy, as you can see. The setup of him, like I mean, he looks after himself incredibly well. You know, anybody I spoke to, you know, at Cliftonville only said positive things about him. You know, again, he went out on loan last year to Carrick, and again, I'm speaking to Dan Kelly and that there, and Dan says this guy's, you know, lives and breathes his football. His attitude's first class. He's a workhorse, like so he is. He's quick and he's strong, he's powerful, and he's a boy in that there very hard to ignore. You know, I watched him play a couple of times last year, and I was impressed every time I seen him. So whenever he became available, he came and he wanted to sign for Glentoran. He wanted to be here at this football club. He came with every intention of signing whenever he met us, and it's been frustrating, like you mean. But Tiernan came. He was very straightforward. I had 2 conversations with the lad, and the lad came here with every intention of signing, and that's exactly what he's done. The kid is hungry. He's hungry, like you mean. You see how he's approached the first lot of training sessions since he's been here. You know, his attitude's first class, and attitude won't change. You know, unfortunate for him not there whenever he was going really well up to Christmas time, and then I think he really would have liked to have kicked on the second half of the season, but found himself his opportunities limited when he went back to the Reds, and you know, it's been our gain that there that we've brought him in. Like I said, I want to work with people with a good attitude. I've said that from day dot, not like to mean I said that we needed to have a shift of mentality. You know what I mean? Again, not a slight on the players that have gone out. It just was one that crept in from the start of the season, and it was allowed to kind of fester all year long. You know, we want to be fresh. We want to be enthusiastic. I want players with energy. I want people who want to play for Glentoran Football Club, and in the group that I have currently, and that we have that. It was just a wee bit unfortunate whenever I took over. Kim was out injured, and he found it difficult that they're not getting enough game time. You know, I can see his frustration, but as a young lad and that, like, you know, he's vastly experienced, even though he's still very young. He's a big, strong boy, and I want to see him use his attributes not there in that way. You know, he's come back, and again, he's in fantastic nick, like you say. He's lean, and he's fit, and he's hungry, and he wants to play for Glentoran Football Club. You know, and that's what I want. I want people to have to share that attitude, you know, that Kim has come back with, and no, I'm delighted to have him back. And like I say, he's got every opportunity of really kicking on this year. I said from the first day in our, whenever we started back, you know, everybody's fighting to start that first game of the season. So every opportunity you have in pre-season is an opportunity to impress the manager and impress the staff. You know, that's what you got to do. You got to make sure that first game of the season that you're in the 1 to 11. You know, so that's what everybody is challenging for. You know, so again, attitude isn't something you can turn off and switch on and off, and that, like, I mean, it doesn't happen that way. I want to see people with the same attitude every single training session. I want to see people wanting to be the best. I want to see people pushing themselves forward, and that, like, I mean, to get starts, to be in the team come the first game of the season, and that's what we'll look to do. We've taken a lot of games deliberately, because for me, I don't think you get a great deal out of turning up at a game, playing 45 minutes, getting a shower and that there and standing and watching, like, you know, I don't think you get too much out of that. I would rather see, certainly whenever I was playing, you know, you needed 70, 80 minutes not there to get into the business end of games not there whenever you really do test your fitness. So that's why we took more games not there, so that we can afford to give people more game time.